Hello students, welcome to my channel Positron. As from the name it is clear that actually positron is a fundamental particle like electron, proton, neutron. Further you will study that positron is the antiparticle of electron. Like electron, proton and neutron, their antiparticles also exist. So dear students, on the name of this I have put the name of my channel. Today's topic is a relative error, percentage error and absolute error. Dear students, in my last video I have discussed with you all that why do we study the error in physics. Actually, if a task is given, if you have to find out the experimental value, then it's not there's no way to get the exact value of that experiment. Even if many of the expert people are applied to find the experimental value, then all of them will not get the same answer. But you cannot say that all of them are wrong because they are the expert people. So there must should be a permissible, there must should be given some extent of error is bound to come. So up to a limit, up to an extent, you just have to manage that error. Means there is a error bound to come in experiment, and that is why we need to study the permissible error in an experiment. Dear students, today's topic is a relative error, percentage error and absolute error. In an experiment, young people are trying to find out the value of that experiment, and the young people, as I have said, that even the young people, despite they are the expert, they will not get, no two people will get the same answer. Let young people has got the answer, let n people has got answers A1, A2, A3, an. Right? N people has carried on an experiment and they have got the answers A1, A2, A3, an. Because despite not two people has got the same answer, but these are the expert, these answers have been got by the expert people. So we cannot say that these answers are wrong. So what we have to do, first, to calibrate whether that values are true or not, you should know the exact value or absolute value of that experiment. In order to find out, actually the n observers has got the answers in that experiment A1, A2, A3, an. Now we should know that what should be the mean value or exact. Actually what we will do, we will find out the average value of that, and that value can be said to be the most precise value or experimental value of that experiment. So mean value, you know how to find out mean values. A mean, that is equal to A1 plus A2 plus an divided by n. Dear students, what I have said, that n observers were given a task to find out a value in the experiment, and they have got the values A1, A2, A3 an. And to calibrate these values, how much these values are right, so we need to find out the experimental value, or experimental value, that means mean value. Mean value is A1 plus A2 plus A3 an divided by n. Now, dear friends, we have got the mean value, or we can say the absolute value or exact value of that experiment. Now, what we have to do, like the young people has carried on the experiment and they have got the values A1, A2, A3, an, and the mean value of that experiment you have got A mean, that is equal to A1 plus A2 an divided by n. Now, in order to find out, as you have got the absolute value, a mean value, an exact value, more precise value of that experiment. Now we have to find out the error in that experiment in everyone's value. So error in first value, that is delta A1 equal to A mean minus A1. Delta A2 error in second value, that is equal to A mean minus A2, so on. You can find out. Now dear students, like you have got the mean value or experimental value of the experiment, then what should be the permissible error in the experiment? So in order to find out the permissible error in the experiment, we have to find out the mean value of error also. So delta A, here I am writing, so delta A mean, that is equal to delta A1 error in first value, that is delta A2 plus delta AN divided by n. Now dear students, we have got the mean value of experiment and the mean error in the experiment. So delta A mean upon A mean, this value is called the relative error. It is the relative error. Relative error is what? The mean value of permissible value of error divided by the absolute value of that experiment. This is said to be the relative error. Now the percentage error, we can find the percentage error. So percentage error that is equal to delta A mean divided by A mean into 100. This is the percentage error. Now dear students, in every experiment there might be possible errors 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, not more than that. So we have got the percentage error, that is delta A mean divided by A mean into 100. This is the percentage error. How do we find? First, we find let n observers were carrying on the experiment and their values were A1, A2, A3, an. Now we find the mean value or exact value, absolute value of that experiment, that is works out to be A mean. Means you have to got a mean value. Mean value give you the way that how you can calibrate other values from the mean value, from the absolute value. So dear students, we have got the mean value. Then like the mean value, we should know the mean value of permissible error, that is mean value of error we find. And now mean value of error divided by mean value of that experiment, this is called to be the relative error, and when it is multiplied by the 100, this is said to be the percentage error. Now dear students, let's move further. Combination of errors. Next topic is a combination of errors. Dear students, if you are carrying out the experiment, then undoubtedly, in order to find out the experimental value, you use different formulas. When you are using that formulas, then how will you find out the error or permissible error in the value? So first one is a sum or difference. Let a next formula is used to find out the experimental value, that is z equals to a plus minus b. The experimental value z depends on the two values a and b that you have find out in experiment. You have carried on the experiment and you find out the value of a and b, but the real value, the value of your experiment is actually you have to find out z, that is the sum or difference of two quantities a and b that you have find out in the experiment. Now dear students, you have to find out the error in the value of z. Now what I am going to do, writing down with error. Now these formulas can be written in terms of error like this: z plus minus del z. This is z is a value and plus minus del z is a permissible error in the value of z. That is equal to, simply you can write a plus minus delta a. A is a value and delta a is a possible error in the value of a, plus minus b plus minus delta b. This is a value of b with the error. Now dear students, z is equal to a plus b, then you can cancel this. So you will get plus minus del z, that is equal to plus minus delta a plus minus delta b. In fact, error is always considered positive. So you can write delta z is equal to delta a plus delta b. This is, whether it is a z equal to a plus b or a minus b, it does not matter. Actually, the error is considered to be the positive. So the error in the value of z works out to be delta j equal to delta a plus delta b. Whether the formula, again concentrate, focus on, dear students, whether the formula is z equal to a plus minus a plus b or a minus b, whether it is a sum or difference does not matter. Always the error works out to be delta z is equal to delta a plus delta b. Some very small things you should, little things you should know, like a value is given, z is equal to 1 plus 2, 1, 3. Might be meter, centimeter, kg, whatever unit I am not considering. It is written z is equal to 1.213. Then how you find out the error? Actually, it is just, I am talking the least count error. We will write it like this: z. If error is not given, then you can write this z plus minus delta z, that is equal to 1.213, and error will be here just point, and there are the 3 points after 3 numbers after decimal, so 0.001, like so on. Okay. Now dear student, the second one is in case of product. Let a formula is z is equal to a into b. Then how you find out the error? Write down this formula with the error. That will be z plus minus delta z, that is equal to a plus minus delta a into b plus minus delta b. Dear students, open this bracket, you will get ab plus minus delta a into ab plus minus delta a into b plus minus, now multiply with delta b. This is a delta b plus minus delta a into delta b. Now dear students, z is equal to ab already you have considered, it's a given. So you will be left with plus minus delta z, that is equal to plus minus delta a into b plus minus a delta b plus minus delta a into delta b. Dear student, delta a and delta b are the errors in the value of a and b, and these are very small values, and if the values which are less than values which are in point decimal, if they are multiplied, then they will become more smaller, so you can neglect it. It is a negligible quantity. If you will neglect, then you will get plus minus delta z, that is equal to plus minus delta a into b plus minus a delta b. So divide by z, that is plus minus delta z divided by z, that is equal to plus minus delta a into b. Divide by z to all the quantities, all the elements. Actually here I am writing instead of z is a into b. Similarly a delta b divided by ab. So what you have got? This is b will be cancelled, a will be cancelled, and you will get here, that is here I am writing plus minus delta z divided by z, that is equal to delta A upon A plus minus delta B upon B plus minus delta A over A plus minus delta B over B. Dear students, you also can write, actually the error is always considered positive, so you can write delta Z over Z is equal to delta A divided by A plus delta B divided by B. Now multiply it by 100, you will get delta Z over Z into 100, that is equal to delta A over A into 100 plus delta B over B into 100. Now, this is the way to find out the value. If the formula is the product of two physical quantities, then you can find out the error in this way. Dear students, third case is in the case of, I'm moving forward, in the case of, that is third case, in the case of division. Again, I hope you all are following. If there is a problem regarding to this segment, then do comment and I'll follow you. Next one is in the case of division. Dear student, let a physical formula is Z is equal to A upon B. Now write down this formula with the error. It will be Z plus minus delta Z, that is equal to A plus minus delta A divided by B plus minus delta B. Nothing we have done. Our formula was given Z is equal to A upon B. Then we write down this formula with the error. This is Z plus minus delta Z, that is equal to A plus minus delta A, B plus minus delta B. Now Z plus minus delta Z, that is equal to A plus minus delta A. Dear students, if you bring it to numerator, it will, you can write B plus minus delta B inverse, right? Now take Z out here, is 1 plus minus delta Z over Z. If you are a bit confused in taking common, then multiply with the Z and you should get the same. Now take out A here, it will be 1 plus minus delta A divided by A. Take B here, it will become B inverse. If you will take B out, then here is a minus 1, so it will become B inverse. And within the bracket it will be 1 plus minus delta B divided by B inverse, or Z 1 plus minus delta Z divided by Z, that is equal to, dear students, is a B inverse. You can write like this, A upon B 1 plus minus delta A over A. Actually, there is a formula in maths, 1 plus x to the power n approximately equal to 1 plus nx if n and x is less than 1. If n and x are less than 1, then this is said to be the binomial approximation or binomial first order expansion that works out to be 1 plus x to the power n equal to 1 plus nx. Now dear students, look here, it is 1. Rather than here is a minus 1, and this is delta B. Delta B is a error divided by experimental value. Error is always very small, so delta B upon B is also less than 1. So you can apply this and it will become, now if you will multiply with minus 1, then it will become minus plus or plus minus. Again I am writing, there is no difference. If here is a plus, it will become minus. If here is a minus, it will become plus. So again you will get minus plus or plus 1. So I am writing here same. Now A upon B would be cancelled because Z is equal to A upon B. So your formula works out to be 1 plus minus delta Z over Z. That is equal to, now multiply these two quantities. If you will multiply with 1, you will get 1 plus minus delta A divided by A. Now multiply with plus minus delta B over B. If you multiply with 1, you'll get delta B over B, and then plus minus delta A over A into delta B over B. Now, dear students, it is again, I'm repeating my sentence just a few moments before I repeated that delta A and delta B, they are the error in the values of A and B. So, it's a product delta A and delta B would be very small, and so it is negligible. If you neglect this, then you'll get, and just one would be cancelled, both the sides, you'll get this is plus minus delta Z divided by Z, that is equal to plus minus delta A divided by A plus minus delta B divided by B, because you know the error is always considered positive, so you can write delta Z over Z is equal to delta A divided by A plus delta B divided by B. Now multiply with the 100, you will get the percentage error in the value of Z, that works out to be delta A over A into 100 plus delta B over B into 100. Dear students, you just can observe whether it is a division or product, whether it is a Z is equal to A into B or Z is equal to A upon B, in both the cases you will get the same answer. Delta Z upon Z is equal to delta Z upon Z into 100 is equal to delta A upon A into 100 plus delta B upon B into 100. So, we can say that whether it is a sum or difference of two physical quantities, then the error would be the same. And in similar way, whether it is a whether it is a division of product of two physical quantities, again we will get the same answer. Okay? So let's move further. Let's move towards some complications. Like, let a problem is given, let Z is equal to A square. Then how will you find out the error in possible error in the value of possible percentage error in the value of Z? How you can find out? Dear students, you can write Z is equal to A into A. Is it? There, just a moment before, I have solved that if Z is equal to A into B, then you will get the error delta Z upon Z into 100, that is equal to delta A upon A into 100 plus delta B upon B into 100. Now, dear students, if Z is equal to A square, then possible you can write this Z is equal to A into A. So, it just moment before I have solved Z is equal to A into B. If A equal to B you write in that formula, then you will get delta Z upon Z into 100, that is equal to delta A upon A into 100 plus again instead of delta B you will write delta A upon A into 100, or generally you can say that 2 delta A upon A into 100. If the formula is Z is equal to A to the power 3, then the percentage error will become delta Z upon Z into 100 is equal to 3 delta A upon A into 100. Again, if the formula is Z is equal to A to the power n, then simply your formula will become delta Z upon Z into 100, that is equal to n into delta A upon A into 100. Dear student, in this way you can find out the value of Z. But let's move further. If formula is Z is equal to A to the power n into B to the power n, then what would be? Then the possible percentage error in the value of Z, delta Z upon Z into 100. Dear student, it is a product of A to the power n and B to the power m. So it will be, here I am writing either it is a product or division, that will turn out to be a combination of two errors, like, so A to the power n, the possible percentage error in the value of A will be n delta A upon A into 100. This is product, so it will turn into summation, Now b to the power m, that works out to be m delta b upon b into 100. If the formula is z is equal to, let this time formula we are considering a to the power n, b to the power m, c to the power minus l. Now, the possible value of percentage error in the value of z, you can write delta z divided by z into 100. This is a percentage error in the value of z. That works out to be, these products will turn into summation when you write the expression for possible percentage error in the value of z. Whether it is summation or division, that will turn into the sum. Whether it is a division or product, that will turn into summation when you write the expression for the possible percentage value of z. Now, dear student, it is a to the power n, so the error will become percentage error here will be this. Now, b to the power m, it will be plus m delta b divided by b into 100. Now, dear student, it is c to the power minus l. So, it will be actually minus l delta c upon c into 100. But in fact, error is always considered positive. Whether it comes here negative or positive does not matter. So, I am writing again it is positive. So, if the formula is like so, z is equal to a to the power n, b to the power m, c to the power minus l, then the possible value of error in the value of z will be delta z upon z into 100, that is equal to m delta a upon a into 100 plus m delta b upon b into 100 plus l delta c upon c into 100. Dear students, you can practice a problem based on these concepts. Like you know, the time period of simple pendulum is given as t is equal to 2 pi under root l upon g, where l is a length of pendulum and g is a acceleration due to gravity. Little friends, let is a given that the possible percentage error in the value of L and G is a, for let possible percentage error in value of L and G is 4% and 6%. Then we have to find out the possible percentage where error in the value of t. Now, dear student, 2 pi is a constant, right? So there is no possible error in the value of 2 pi. Numerals do not have the error and also constants do not have the error. So 2 pi do not have any error. You can write this formula as t is equal to 2 pi L to the power 1 by 2 g to the power 1 by 2, is it? Under it was L and G was within the square root, so we are separated like this. L to the power 1 by 2, you know the square root can be written as 1 by 2, cube root can be written as power 1 by 3, and it is g to the power 1 by 2. Now bring it to numerator also, you will get t is equal to 2 pi L to the power 1 by 2 g to the power minus 1 by 2. Now, dear student, the possible percentage error in the value of t, that is into 100. Now, just I have said that 2 pi is a constant, so there is no possible error in the value of 2 pi. So, the possible error in the value of L is, that is 1 by 2 delta L divided by L into 100. Now, dear student, g to the power minus 1 by 2. Again, I am repeating my sentence. Either it is negative or positive, does not matter. Right? Again, you will write plus 1 by 2 delta g divided by g into 100. Or delta t upon t into 100. Now, dear student, look what's given. The possible percentage error in the value of L is 4%, in the value of G is 6%. Now, in the value of L, possible percentage error is 4%. So, this is 4%. This is the possible. 1 by 2 is not here. It is not the part of error in the. If it is asked, that error in the value of L, that is delta L upon L into 100, and similarly the possible percentage error in the value of G, that works out to be delta G divided by G into 100. So dear student, this value is given 4%. Possible percentage error in the value of L is 4% and in the value of G is 6%. So you can write 1 by 2, 4% plus 1 by 2 into 6%. So it will turn 2% plus 3%, that is equal to 5%. So possible percentage error in the value of T, time period, that worked out to be 5%. If the possible percentage error in the value of length and acceleration due to gravity in the experiment of time in experiment, that is, you are trying to find out the time period of a pendulum, then the possible percentage error in the value of time period, that works out to be delta T upon T in 100, that is equal to 1 by 2, the possible percentage error in the value of L, plus 1 by 2 possible percentage error in the value of G. The error in the percentage error in the value of L and G is given 4 and 6% respectively. I have put these values in this formula and we have got the 5%. Dear students, many of the formula in daily usage, if you are studying the math, like area is equal to area of a rectangle, that is L into B. Then the possible, if L is given like 1.2 plus minus 0.2 and B is given in centimeter and B is given 1.4 plus minus 0.1 in centimeter. Now dear students, you have to find out first what given is this L. L is equal to 1.2 plus minus 0.2, means 1.2 is the exact is the value of length and plus minus 0.2 is the value of error, means this value can exist if it is given 1.2 plus minus 0.2. It means this value can exist from 1.4 to 1.0. Anywhere between 1.4 to 1.0, because plus minus 0.2, if you add 0.2 in 1.2 you will get 1.4 and if you subtract 0.2 then you will get 1. It means this by error means this value can deviate from this value by 0.2. Okay, so the possible error in the value of L, that is 0.2 and the value of B is given 1.4 plus minus 0.1. Now the possible percentage error in the value of A you can write as a formula delta A upon A into 100, that is equal to delta L upon L into 100 plus delta B upon B into 100. Now dear student, delta L is this. This is the possible value of error in the length, that is 0.2 divided by 1.2 into 100 plus delta B, it is error in B, that is 0.1 divided by 1.4 into 100. And now you can solve and you will get the answer. Solving this is a very simple 2 6 that is, this is 6 divided by 100, 16, 6 96.4, 6 6 36, this plus divide by 14, 14 7 92, 0.20, 14 1 6, 60, 14 4 like so on. If you let this, you will get the answer, I mean to say. Now, it was a value that how to find out whether if it would have been square, then your formula would have been A equal to L square. And if it is given the error in possible value of L, you can find out the possible error in the value of A R. If it is given the possible value of error, possible percentage error in the value of area, then you can find out the possible error in the value of length also. Like, let's move further. Like, let you know the volume of cube. Dear students, volume of cube, that works out to be A equal to L cube. Now, V, volume, write it by V, it would be more better. Now, volume of the cube I have written as V is equal to L cube. So, possible percentage error in the value of volume, that is delta V divided by V into 100. Dear student, here is a power 3. So, it will come ahead here 3 delta L upon L into 100. Now, this time let it is given that the possible percentage error in the value of V is 9%. This time it is given reverse, that the possible percentage error in the value of B is at 9%. So it is a 9%, that is equal to 3 delta L upon L into 100. So dear students, in the value of L, the error will be delta L upon L into 100, that is equal divided by 3 to this 3%. So if there is a 9% of possible error in the value of volume of a cube, then the possible percentage error in the value of its length will be 3%. Similarly, you can write, if it is a cuboid, instead of cube, I am considering let it is a cuboid, then this time the volume you can write LBH. So possible percentage error in the volume will be this time delta V upon V into 100 is equal to delta L upon L into 100 plus 1 delta V upon V into 100 plus delta H upon H into 100, and you can solve this way. I hope you people like my videos. If you think that my videos are going to be beneficial for you, then please and please like, share and comment on my videos. Must comment so that I can, if possible, then I can reform. If there is a problem regarding to my videos, then do comment, then I must consider that what problem you are facing. Meet you all in next video. Thank you.